Fernandina Beach, Florida. Picturesque, charming, a place where the sun kisses the horizon with hues of orange and pink, and the gentle waves whisper secrets to the shore. The beach, with its golden sands and tranquil waters, is a haven for both locals and tourists alike. Families gather to build sandcastles, children's laughter fills the air, and the scent of salt water mingles with the aroma of freshly grilled seafood from nearby shacks. It's a slice of paradise, a retreat from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Yet beneath this idyllic surface, deadly secrets lurked. The waters, so inviting and clear, held mysteries that few dared to explore. There were tales of underwater caves, dark and foreboding, where shadows moved with a life of their own. These stories, whispered among the locals, spoke of ancient spirits and lost souls, of divers who ventured too deep and never returned. The ocean, with all its beauty, was also a place of danger, a reminder that not everything is as it seems. The salt air, usually so refreshing, now mingled with a growing sense of unease. It was as if the very atmosphere had changed, becoming heavier, more oppressive. The coastal trees, once dancing in the breeze, now seemed to shiver with an unspoken dread. And then there was the fog, rolling in from the sea, thick and impenetrable. It cloaked the beach in a ghostly veil, obscuring the familiar and making the unknown even more terrifying. The quaint Victorian houses, usually so inviting with their warm lights and charming facades, now seemed to hold their breath. Their windows, like eyes, watched the streets with a silent vigilance. These homes, which had stood for generations, were now witnesses to an unfolding mystery. The twilight cast long shadows, and every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of the curtains, seemed to whisper of secrets best left untold. Tourists still flocked to the sandy shores, oblivious to the darkness seeping in. They came for the sun, the surf, and the promise of a perfect getaway. They laughed, played, and soaked up the sun, unaware of the ominous clouds gathering on the horizon. Shadows, barely noticeable, lurked in the background, a silent testament to the growing tension. The beach, once a place of joy, now held an undercurrent of fear. But the locals, they felt it. They sensed the change, the shift in the air. Something was wrong. Julianne Cummings was gone. Her disappearance was like a stone thrown into a still pond, sending ripples of fear and uncertainty through the community. Missing person posters began to appear around town, each one a stark reminder of the fragility of their peace. Faces grew more concerned, conversations more hushed. The sense of unease was palpable. Julianne, with her infectious laugh and bright smile, had vanished. She was a beloved figure in Fernandina Beach, known for her kindness and her zest for life. Her absence was a void that could not be filled, a chilling silence where her warmth once resided. Friends and family were left in a state of shock, unable to comprehend how someone so full of life could simply disappear. The community felt her loss deeply, each day without her a painful reminder of the unknown. Her disappearance left a void, a chilling silence where her warmth once resided. The places she frequented, the swing set where she used to sit and read, now stood empty, swaying gently in the wind. The neighborhood, once filled with her laughter and presence, now felt deserted, haunted by the memory of her. The silence was deafening, a constant reminder of the mystery that had yet to be solved. The community, knitted together by years of shared stories and sun-drenched days, was now bound by a shared fear. They gathered around fire pits under starry skies, seeking comfort in each other's company. The neighborhood watch, once a casual group, now huddled together with a renewed sense of purpose. They shared theories, recounted the last time they saw Julianne, and vowed to find her. The bonds that held them together were now strengthened by a common goal: to uncover the truth. Whispers turned into frantic searches. What began as quiet conversations in cafes and living rooms soon escalated into organized search parties. Volunteers combed through wooded areas, scoured the beaches, and knocked on doors, hoping for any clue that might lead them to Julianne. The sense of urgency grew with each passing day, the community's determination unwavering. They would not rest until they found her, until they brought her home. Hope dwindled with each passing day. As the days turned into weeks, the initial optimism began to fade. The search parties grew smaller, the whispers quieter. A wilting flower, once vibrant and full of life, now symbolized the community's fading hope. Calendar pages flipped. Each date crossed out a painful reminder of time slipping away. Yet, even in the face of dwindling hope, the community held on, refusing to give up entirely. Fernandina Beach, once a sanctuary, held its breath, bracing for a storm. The skies darkened and the winds picked up, mirroring the turmoil within the community. As they prepared for the physical storm, they also braced themselves for the emotional tempest that had already begun. The town, usually a place of refuge and peace, now felt like a battleground, with the residents caught in a struggle against both nature and the unknown. The storm was coming, and with it, the hope that it might wash away the darkness and bring clarity to the mystery that had gripped Fernandina Beach. The news spread like wildfire through the community. Julianne Cummings was missing. It was a small town where everyone knew each other, and the sudden disappearance of one of their own sent shockwaves through the tight-knit community. The poster, with Julianne's smiling face, was a stark contrast to the growing unease that settled over the town. Her husband, a stoic fisherman named Thomas, reported her disappearance. Thomas was known for his resilience and strength, traits honed by years spent battling the unpredictable sea. Yet the weight of Julianne's absence seemed to anchor him in a sea of despair. He recounted the last time he saw her, the mundane details of their morning routine now etched in his memory with painful clarity. He spoke of her sudden departure, leaving behind no note, no trace. The desk where she used to sit, now eerily empty, became a symbol of the void she left behind. Friends and family searched for any clue, any sign that might explain her sudden disappearance, but there was nothing. It was as if she had vanished into thin air. His grief seemed genuine, his worry palpable. Thomas, usually a man of few words, found himself struggling to articulate the depth of his loss. His eyes, once filled with the determination of a fisherman, now reflected a profound sorrow. The community rallied around him, offering support, but the questions remained unanswered. The police started their investigation, questioning friends, neighbors, anyone who might have seen her last. They combed through her daily routines, her interactions, trying to piece together the puzzle. Each interview, each lead, seemed to bring more questions than answers. The officers, seasoned in their profession, found themselves at a loss, the case growing colder with each passing day. Each dead end deepened the mystery. Days bled into weeks. The initial urgency of the search gave way to a slow, agonizing wait. The community, once bustling with activity, seemed to move in slow motion, the weight of Julianne's absence hanging heavy in the air. The calendar pages flipped, marking the passage of time but offering no solace. The initial shock morphed into a gnawing dread. The once vibrant town of Fernandina Beach was now shrouded in a sense of foreboding. Theories and rumors began to circulate, each more unsettling than the last. The shadow of uncertainty crept into every corner, every conversation leaving a trail of fear in its wake. Theories ran rampant through the community. Some believed she had run away, unable to cope with the pressures of her life. Others whispered of darker possibilities, of foul play and hidden secrets. The community, once united, found itself divided by suspicion and fear. Heated discussions became a common sight, each person desperate for answers, for closure. Had she run away, seeking a new life? The idea seemed both plausible and heartbreaking. Julianne was known for her adventurous spirit, her love for the unknown. But to leave without a word, without a trace, was unlike her. The image of her staring wistfully at the horizon became a haunting symbol of the unanswered questions that plagued the town. Had she met with foul play? The thought sent shivers down the spines of those who knew her. The dark alleyways, once just part of the town's landscape, now seemed to hold sinister secrets. The possibility that someone had harmed Julianne was a terrifying thought, one that the community struggled to come to terms with. The uncertainty was a heavy weight on everyone's mind. The bustling city square, usually filled with laughter and chatter, was now a place of somber reflection. People moved through their days with a sense of unease, their thoughts constantly drifting back to Julianne. The weight of the unknown pressed down on them, a constant reminder of the fragility of their world. The once vibrant streets of Fernandina Beach were now painted with suspicion and fear. Neighbors who once greeted each other with smiles now cast suspicious glances, each wondering if the other knew more than they were letting on. The sense of community that had once defined the town was slowly eroding, replaced by a pervasive sense of mistrust. The search continued, but with each passing day, hope dwindled. The sunsets, once a time of beauty and reflection, now marked another day without answers. The waves crashed against the shore, a relentless reminder of the passage of time. The community held on to hope, but it was a fragile thing. easily shattered by the harsh reality of Julianne's absence. The truth, it seemed, lay buried deep, hidden beneath layers of deceit and despair. The search for Julianne became a search for truth, for understanding. Each layer of soil, each piece of debris, was a step closer to uncovering the reality of what had happened. But the deeper they dug, the more elusive the truth seemed to become. The community, once united in their search, now found themselves grappling with the possibility that they might never find the answers they so desperately sought.